Alex POATAN Pereira. What a bloody fighter. Jesus Christ. Knocking out Magomed Ankalaev in the very first round in basically 80 seconds in the rematch. Who was expecting that? I thought he'd lose. I honestly thought POATAN would lose this fight to Ankalaev. But I'm bloody glad I was wrong. Very clearly, he was like 40-30% in that first fight. Very clearly. He came out at Ankalaev from the off. High knee straight away, came at him. Good behind the lead hand, controlling the range well. And eventually, he was about a minute in, stunned him with a massive right hand. Ankalaev then shot straight away. Pereira had none of it and was able to get on top of him, start just, piling down a load of big shots on him on the ground. And then eventually, once he got the elbows going, that was all she wrote. And POATAN is the light heavyweight champion once again. And honestly, you can't really review the fight because it was 80 seconds long. It was 80 seconds. I've just said in about, a minute 20 of the video that what POATAN was able to do to win the fight. I think it was just too easy for him. And I think Ankalaev had no idea how to deal with the pressure of POATAN because, let's be real, he's never fought anyone at the level of Pereira. Never. He fought Pereira before, yes, but that wasn't this Alex Pereira. That was not this Alex Pereira that we saw in the rematch. It wasn't at all. I think, people have overhyped his resume massively. He's got that Johnny Walker win. Okay. Drew with Jan Blachowicz, that was a draw or an Ankalaev win. Okay, wasn't the most pretty performance from Ankalaev at all, though. Wasn't really great for neither. Got a win over Anthony Smith. Is up there for Ankalaev. Got beat by Paul Craig in the last second of their fight. I mean, he's not operated at the level that Pereira's operated at. Pereira's fought everyone in the division. Ankalaev hasn't, He hasn't fought, Yuri. That's the fight which should happen next, by the way. Ankalaev and Yuri. POATAN's got to move up to heavyweight, of course. What can he even do now? He's cleared out the whole division. It's not like Ankalaev's beaten someone like Roundtree either, though. He hasn't beaten anyone like Jamal Hill or, he hasn't beaten these guys. He hasn't. It's just because he's got that Dagestan privilege, and that is a thing. That is actually a real thing. But look, talking about Pereira moving up to heavyweight, that's got to happen. Aspinall and Pereira at the White House, 2026. That's got to be the fight. It's huge. It's absolutely massive. That has got to happen. It has got to happen. It's huge. I'd have my money on Tom. I'd have my money on Tom, definitely, but you can never rule out Pereira in any fight whatsoever. But, he was rapid the way he came out straight away. And I feel like that's what he needs against Tom. He needs to come out quick, match fire with fire, because Pereira can do that. Pereira hits hard. Tom hits hard, of course. I think, Tom likes to blitz in there, likes, good, quick shots. I think Pereira's better at timing than what Tom is. So, Pereira can win if he has the game plan right, but I'm not picking against Tom against anyone. I'm not. Pereira versus John Jones. If, John Jones was to come out and have a fight at the White House, that's been ruled out there. But if that was to happen, Pereira would have to come out like how he did against Ankalaev. He needs to get right in there, shut that distance down. And I feel like if he fights Tom, that's what he'd have to do. We need to get right in there, shut the distance down. There's no point standing at range waiting for Tom to blitz in. There's no point in that if Pereira's to fight Tom. And Tom might even want to take that fight to the ground, but I think that's got to be the one that happens next. Tom's definitely going to be gone. I'm not worried about that at all. But in ways, I'd like to see Pereira fight at heavyweight before he fights Tom. But if we're being realistic here, that's not going to happen. Although He's very active though, POATAN. So we could trust him to have a fight, let's say March, against just anyone really. Alright, just anyone. Volkov, let's say. I think that would make sense. POATAN versus Volkov. POATAN can get through Volkov. Again, it's risky. So I don't know whether... I don't think the UFC would want to risk it, because Volkov has got a style that could beat Pereira. He could. But again, Pereira can definitely win it. If Pereira loses in that fight, it's also, again, like, you might as well just go right into the fight. But it would be nice to see Pereira at heavyweight before a possible Tom Aspinall fight. But I don't think we'll see that. And if anything, it probably is the safe option that we don't. Again, I think on his day, Pereira can beat anyone. But you just can't risk a massive fight with Aspinall and Pereira. It's getting bigger and bigger. You know, it's bigger now. And when Tom beats Garn, it's going to be even bigger. It's going to be even bigger. So, yeah, anyway, thank you all for watching.